There seems to be so much talk going on about the proper role of mentors and true leaders these days. And with so much information and disinformation, it often seems so confusing to everyone. One day we see a smiling CEO or leader or pastor being praised for their work with some nice charity, and the next day you see them being brought up on abuse charges on the evening news. Trouble is, it more than dirties up the whole notion of true leadership and mentorship. It tends to feed into the cynical and hopeless stories out there, and it really doesn't give a clear understanding of what it means to be a good leader and mentor, and a shining example to others. Leadership and mentorship and being a CEO in today's climate of endless 24/7, 365 coverage almost makes it virtually impossible to get a clear view of what type of leaders and mentors are out there for us to emulate and follow. Truth be told, there are so many bad leaders, so many fakes and phonies running around promoting leadership seminars, but practicing the exact opposite of what they preach. And it often tends to scare away good leaders and mentors as they see the scrutiny and never-ending name-calling and impossible litmus tests to live up to, even when they try to do the right thing and try to make things better. At the Main Street Market Exchange, we're taking leadership and mentorship and sponsorship to a whole new level. We're defining it by our mission and work. We're living it by our actions. To a level that would make any mother proud, any father joyful, and any person in need of some good mentoring or good leadership eternally grateful. Tony Robbins, the renowned self-help mentor, once said that after working for years and reading hundreds of books and trying his hardest to learn his trade, that his business and his life literally took off to new levels when he found the right mentor. And regardless of what you think of Tony Robbins or his methods, we believe that when we hopefully soon meet Tony and he speaks to us all at the Main Street Market Exchange, that he'll be the #1 fan of the Main Street Market Exchange. He'll be super pumped that we're helping the little guy and the little gal. He'll be first in line to offer congratulations as we bring the Main Street Market Exchange alive and work to make things better in a real and concrete way. At the Main Street Market Exchange, we want to associate with any mentor or leader or sponsor who displays 3 very basic and unique qualities to share with someone else. And the first basic quality is the desire to serve. Now, at first, you may be prone to think that that's what our politicians say, or that's what our Hollywood actors or pro athletes say, as a lot of them blow a lot of smoke and hot air about being great role models and great members of their communities. But as a lot of us know, there are tons of fakes and phonies and hypocrites who can say anything nice when the cameras are on, but they don't do a darn thing for anybody when the cameras are turned off. At the Main Street Market Exchange, we're looking for leaders who want to serve with their time, serve with their energy, or serve with their money or reputations to help the Main Street Market Exchange to further deliver its message of hope and fairness and prosperity to serve countless Americans. The late great Roberto Clemente, the greatest right fielder ever in baseball, is still revered and loved in Pittsburgh, where he played for the Pirates. He opened the ballpark for local kids to play on his day off and cooked up the hot dogs and hamburgers. He loaded up a cargo plane on New Year's Eve in 1972 and headed to Nicaragua to deliver aid to earthquake victims there, and died when his cargo plane went down. At the Main Street Market Exchange, we're looking for leaders like Roberto. Roberto Clemente served. So if you'd like to mentor or sponsor or lead in some way with us and truly serve, we'd like to hear from you. The second quality we're looking for from leaders and mentors and sponsors is one of total respect. We're looking for people who are genuine people and who respect the inherent dignity of other people. And yes, that involves respecting the inherent dignity of people who may not look like you, or may not talk like you, or may not have as much money as you have, or may think a bit differently than you think, politically politically, personally, philosophically. We're looking for genuine people. Someone willing to mentor another at one of our Main Street Market Exchange boot camps. Someone looking to sponsor another financially to attend the boot camp, or even sponsor an entire boot camp event for your area. Someone to mentor another person working to be a broker with the Main Street Market Exchange in order to help that person to learn how to broker and fund Americans' limitless plans. Someone who builds people up instead of spending every waking moment trying to build themselves up in the eyes of others. So if you're a mentor or leader or sponsor who respects the inherent dignity of other people, regardless of their race or if they are poor or if their religious or political or personal views are different than yours, we'd like to hear from you. The third quality, or qualities that we're looking for from leaders and mentors and sponsors to associate with at the Main Street Market Exchange, is actually best understood by what qualities, or rather sour traits, that we're not looking for. It should be apparent, but especially in today's culture of hate, it needs to be said. If you're a bully or arrogant person or an abuser, we don't want to hear from you. If you find fault with everything and everyone about anything, please stay away. If you don't want to help the little guy, or you think that what we're doing isn't a good thing, then go look in the mirror for an hour or so, but don't waste our time. We have too much to do. We've got too many plans to get funded, too many boot camps to build people up, too many people to hire, and webinars and podcasts to do, and lives to improve and families to help, and we don't have time for nonsense. Now that doesn't mean we don't want to hear your concerns or questions or even field constructive criticism or get good suggestions to change our direction or approach in some way that makes sense. We just don't have time for bullies and complainers and haters and for folks who can never be satisfied no matter how hard we try here at the Main Street Market Exchange. So we're looking for sponsors to sponsor boot camps and boot camp participants in your area. Sponsors to then sponsor folks wanting to be brokers for the Main Street Market Exchange. Webinar sponsorship tailored to your audience and lots of other activities. We're looking for mentors who want to serve and change lives, leaders who want to lead, and CEOs of big and small companies to help the Main Street Market Exchange by getting us on everybody's mind and everyone's smartphone. We're looking to partner with cool people. If you can, keep stopping back and keep seeing what we're doing here and our progress at the Main Street Market Exchange. Drop us an encouraging word. Introduce us to folks who can help us to get the message out, whether it's your local TV news station or some national network. At the Main Street Market Exchange, we're here to serve the little guy and the little gal, and we're here to stay. We're here to show respect to that little guy, regardless of how little he or she may be. And we're here to be a revolutionary, powerful force to effectuate the flow of capital back to Main Street. Thanks for listening. What do you want to do?